Today I'm going to show you how to make a table saw table. The surface flush with a table saw. The parts can move around and it's also on its wheels. Here is the 3D design of the table saw table. The software is called Fusion Autodesk. The structure has 3 layers: the top shelf, and the table saw shelf, and the bottom shelf. The software allows you to hide any unwanted parts and let you focus on the wanted parts. Pretty cool. Here's the dimension of all the plywood and the lumbers. I used the miter saw table to cut the lumbers. I made a previous video about how to make a miter saw table. I will share the link in the description below. Now all the lumbers are cut. First step is to make the bottom shelf. We used the 90-degree woodworking clamps to make the shape squared. Put 3 screws in each joint. Then you use the same method to build a top shelf, which I skipped the process. Just keep in mind that you want to face the top shelf surface down to make sure the surface is flat, and then you put all the legs on. There are 10 in total. Finally, that's the 10th leg. That's a lot of work. Mount the plywood on the bottom shelf and then flip the top shelf onto the bottom shelf. Then mount them together. Then flip the whole thing on the side and mount 4 leveling casters. Then build a small shelf for the table saw. Also put a plywood on this shelf. Mount a small shelf on the frame and then mount the big surface for the top. Then you mount the table saw and then you realize the table saw surface is higher than the table surface by about 1 inch. So we took out the table saw and we took out the legs and cut them short by 1 inch and put them back. Then put the table saw back. Now the surfaces are aligned. Then I used the router to cut the edge round so the pieces can pass through even easier. Then cut and mount the left little surface for piece support, and also it's a time to check if all the parts can move freely. Then cut a piece for the right surface. Actually, at this point, you can use the table saw already. This surface has an irregular shape, so you need a jigsaw to cut that shape. And then you mount the last piece on. It looks like this. And my wife pasted a layer of sticker on to give it a stony looking, and it's much smoother. Believe it or not, the first task of this table saw table is actually a ping pong table. If you like our video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel.